Why does HDD activity slow the whole system down on Windows 7? If I copy a large amount of data from one drive to another physical drive, my whole system is running slow. I am using Windows 7 64-bit version on an Intel Core 2 Duo 3 GHz. This is the situation. Very fast copying between two SATA disks. Resource monitor shows 80 MB guess read, 70 MB guess writes and 150 MB guess total. The total CPU load is about 3%. There is plenty, 2 GB, of free physical RAM left. All partitions have enough, 10 GB, greater than 10%, of free space left and show low fragmentation. Antivirus software is not active. This is the problem. No matter what I want to do while copying, it takes forever. Even tasks that do not need a lot of disk access, as they should work from RAM only, are extremely slow. The moment I stop the copying process, all the unfinished tasks finish at once. For example, trying to open a new browser windows or Explorer window will not work. If the copying is stopped, 5 Explorer windows pop up at once. My question is, why? What resource is exhausted, if CPU and memory are idle? And what part of my computer hardware I need to upgrade to get better behavior? Also read PsychoGeek's comment for further questions in this direction. If your answer is that everything needs HDD access, which is blocked by such an activity, then my question is there a way to copy something on your system without rendering it unusable until it's done? Which can be hours, if 500 GB have to be copied.
There are ways to copy that can be throttled. Fast copy can be used to replace the system's copy operations, and it can be set to throttle its own operations. The throttle can be set globally, or set manually while it is copying. Reverse that, smiley face allowing fast copy to go full speed, it can copy way faster, but can choke the system down worse. Use a whole core of processor and make high use of RAM to do the copy. It allows for either, but I have not tested it in Win 7 yet. Terracopy, a popular replacement for the system's copy, allows for pausing of the copy operations. With it you can get something else going, then UN pause to continue. Terracopy is known to be working in Win 7. I have used both the above for copying, but I avoid having it take over all operations. Each of them can have things that it can do exactly the same as the system. So I make sure that the original system copy is still available somehow.
If you are using multiple resources on the same hard drive, then this is normal behavior. Hard drives are big, mechanical devices which are good at one thing, only doing one thing at a time. You can only read-write to a single sector at a time, so attempts to use the hard drive simultaneously usually result in thrashing. This isn't a side effect of anything other than the hardware working as designed. If you are doing multiple things on a mechanical hard drive at once, you might find better results by performing these actions one at a time. If you are talking about file transfers, considering replacing the Explorer file copy handler with another program which supports transfer queuing, such as Terracopy, which will also allow you to pause the transfer if you need fast disk access temporarily. You can also help to mitigate these effects with the use of a solid-state drive, but it is no guarantee. It only helps because of the drastically reduced random access time. You can still have thrashing with an SSD, and an SSD still has the same limitation, it can only read or write to a single sector at a time. If an SSD isn't the route you want to go, consider using a RAM disk, performing any data processing in place in memory, add additional drives, not partitions, for each task, or performing I/O-intensive tasks on non-OS drives.
Are you running antivirus software with on-access scanning enabled? If so, disable the on-access scan when copying large files around. Put it back on when you're done. I have seen on-access scan very serious performance problems a few times. It's basically because the disks end up waiting for the AV engine, and that can take a while to scan big files.
I had a very similar problem. Copying a file from HDD via to a slow network, only about mbit/s, share via robocopy. Whole computer was quite unusable. The operating system, Win 10, is on a SSD. Even browsing, Firefox is installed to the OS partition C was very slow because opening websites generates I/O. Via Process Hacker, this URL, I've reduced I/O priority. So the PC stays usable and copying speed doesn't seem reduced so far.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and